In a relentless assault, Israel has launched one of its most intense bombardment on Beirut's southern suburbs, shaking the Lebanese capital. With the tensions escalating on the border, the scale of the destruction is vast and the toll on civilians is mounting. Here's a report. Booms echoed through Beirut. Massive strikes lit up the skies with fireballs. Explosions were seen on the horizon, and the ground trembled. As dawn broke, the extent of the devastation was revealed. Smoke rose over South Beirut, where Israel unleashed over 30 airstrikes, targeting Hezbollah in its Dahir stronghold. The densely populated suburb lies in ruins. Residents who were caught in this deadly crossfire cried out in desperation.
We have been displaced for 10 days now. We don't have any food with us. You're not able to even go and bring new clothes. We left our homes and came here. Every night there's a strike. You cannot sleep. We came here and we were unable to go back from where we came. Our situation is terrible.
What we are seeing until now, the amount of destruction we see, shows that there might be no safe spaces, even here, in the street, by the Corniche. It might not be safe as well in the coming days. We say thank God. In Haret Shriek, all the buildings are gone and destroyed. We no longer have homes.
Israeli forces claimed they targeted strikes on Hezbollah's weapons storage facilities. But the intensity of the assault has led to civilian casualties and widespread displacement. Lebanese government is urgently calling for international intervention, pleading for a ceasefire to prevent further bloodshed.
They don't have red lines. They never had red lines. They didn't have red lines in Gaza, and they won't have red lines in Lebanon. But in Lebanon, military speaking, it will be harder on them to enter, and they are paying also a big price.
Hezbollah, in its response, claimed a successful strike on Israeli soldiers in northern Israel with a large rocket salvo, though these claims remain unconfirmed. Israel's relentless bombing of Hezbollah strongholds has reportedly killed Hassan Nasrallah, Hezbollah's leader, and possibly his successor. The death toll in Lebanon is climbing, with at least 2,000 killed, including civilians, medics and fighters. This has also led to 1.2 million Lebanese being driven from their homes. Israel states its objective is to neutralize Hezbollah and secure its northern border. Bureau Report, WION. World is one. Let's now talk about the situation in West Asia. Zahra Al-Dazi is a journalist and she's now joining us from Beirut. Zahra, thank you very much for making time for us and welcome to the broadcast. What is the situation on the ground in Beirut right now?
Actually, Beirut has lived in a very intensive airstrikes during the night, despite the Israeli military spokesperson in Arabic is released every night warnings about the targets they claim they will target, but apparently and very clearly they target more than what they say they will, and there is still civilians are being killed in the Israeli airstrikes despite the wave of displacement. There is much destruction in the southern suburb of Beirut, which is known as Dahir, and as Israel military claims to target Hezbollah warehouses, ammunition warehouses or centers, but the destructions and the targets that Israel is targeting, and which is known for the locals in the southern suburb of Beirut, release that the aim is not only to target Hezbollah but also to destroy these residential areas, to prevent the residents from returning to the southern suburb of Beirut, and causing a displacement and a more increasing humanitarian need in Lebanon.
Zahra, talking about destruction, some hospitals have stopped functioning. Can you confirm that for us? And what is being done to treat the number of those injured, especially in the most affected parts of Beirut?
Yes, the Minister of Health, Firas Abdel, said that 3 hospitals in the southern suburb of Beirut went out of service. They are Burj Al Barazni Hospital, Rasul Azam Hospital, and the St. Therese medical centers, which are located in the southern suburb of Beirut. Some were targeted directly, some were very damaged due to the Israeli attacks, because we saw that the explosions that rocked the sky in the southern suburb of Beirut last night, and these explosions, some experts they say that Israel is using the internationally banned weapons, so the damages are not about only the targets, but also a very vast circle of damages due to the weapons that Israel is using. And also there are some other attacks on hospitals in southern Lebanon, and we witnessed that the Salah Ghandour hospital was targeted, and Israel prevented the paramedics to evacuate the casualties from Salah Ghandour, as Israel also is claiming that the ambulances that belongs to Al-Hay'a As-Sahiyya, the health, which serve not only Hezbollah but also serve the civilians across the country, are being used for military reasons by the Lebanese group.
Zara, what's the latest on the intense fighting on the border between Hezbollah and Israeli troops? Very quickly.
Yes, Hezbollah released today 7 statements, releasing 7 attacks, and seems that Hezbollah is still being able to prevent any infiltration by the Israeli troops through the southern Lebanon border. And despite the Israeli attacks on the Hezbollah positions in southern Lebanon, but still Hezbollah is still being able to attack the Israeli military sites, and also to attack the advancing troops along the Lebanon-Israel border.
Zara, again, very quickly, we do understand that the Lebanese Prime Minister did call for a de-escalation of these tensions. Has there been any other voice apart from the Prime Minister who's calling for a ceasefire?
Actually, the position of the whole Lebanese government is calling for a ceasefire, and also for a full implementation of the UN resolution 1701. But speaking on the facts and on the ground, this is not can be reached right now without international community efforts to pressure Israel, and there is no real intention for the international community, as long as there is an opportunity for the U.S. and Israel to eliminate Hezbollah and weaken Iran and its allies in the regions. But the Lebanese government is calling with prime minister, by ministers, by the parliament speaker, that there is a need for a ceasefire in Lebanon and implementation of the UN resolutions, including the 1701 or 15 or 59.
All right, Zahra, Al-Dazi is a journalist. She has been talking to us live from Beirut. Zahra, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much for your time and for talking to us today.